Of you?
Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop. Ba-dum, bum, lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly, 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 lollipop.
How does this song end?
I don't know. I think it just kind of keeps going till one of us drops. Ba-dum, bum, bum, lollipop.
Hello YouTube, this is Taylor from CliffsOfClaven, and I'm bringing you our next war recap a little early. You will notice the war has not actually ended, but it might as well be over. They only have one attack left and they are down by 5 stars, so unless they manage to pull the first ever 5-star in Clash of Clans history, I think we're going to be okay on this one. We went against the clan Fringe. They are, as you can see, predominantly a 2-star clan. We seem to be facing a lot of those lately. They did manage to get a couple of 3 stars and 1 star on our Town Hall 11. Now, normally I would make fun of that, but we tried to get their 11 twice and were unable to get a star. The best we got was the 44%, but we'll get them eventually. But I do have something really special for you, and that is a Town Hall 10 3-star, another one by Harem again. And Harem's doing an AQ walk with some valks, and he has been practicing this a lot. Mostly he's been practicing against Town Hall 11s, trying to get to a point where our 10s can step up and take 11s. You'll notice he only has a level 32 queen, though, because he's a cheapskate and refuses to spend a dime on this game. Blows all his money on Clash Royale, sure, but don't ask the guy to spend 1 penny on Clash of Clans when we need him the most. Good grief, you selfish jerk. Anyway, as you can see with his Archer Queen, he let her get real low there, but did not deploy the haste. I think that's probably just good planning on his part, or he just totally forgot about it and was ignoring his Archer Queen, which seems like a more Claven thing to do. But he's actually going to let his Archer Queen work her way around. She's going to draw the clan castle, which is a hound, and once she gets the hound and the pups taken care of, he's going to start his attack down here on the bottom with his golems and his valks, and is actually going to let the queen join up with them. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. He drops the poison for the giant. It's going to help with the pups. So we'll just fast forward to the queen real quick, killing all the pups. And then here come the golems down here on the bottom, along with the wall breakers. Has a wall breaker fail because it is a Claven attack, so does not quite get the first batch of wall breakers through there. Drops the next 3 a little farther over, manages to open up a hole on that massive level 8 wall. And he's got a pretty good funnel made, so he's going to go ahead and drop in his valks, and he's got bowlers in the CC. We have been experimenting with bowlers quite a bit in our clan and been having some good luck with them. So he's bringing the bowlers, and they're going to do some work, sort of hitting over those walls like bowlers do. And the queen is eventually going to join up with the rest of the group, and the healers are going to heal those bowlers as they walk through, which is nice. And the healers are actually going to peel off and follow the valks, and that in combination with the heal spell that he drops in the middle is going to keep his valks full. That Inferno freezes and then unthaws right as the valks are on top of it, so it goes down. And you can see with the core hollowed out, there's really not a whole lot of this base left. He's got some bowlers over there on the side. They're going to take out a couple of buildings. The healers are going to stay on those valks and come over and help them out a little bit. The bowlers do eventually go down to the wizard tower, but by that point the valks are on them. And as you can see, it is pretty much over from here. Just a little bit of cleanup left. He's still got his queen up. He still has several valks. And this is a Town Hall 10 3-star. We do not see a lot of these in Clavens, so well done to Harem. Fantastic attack. Alright, we're going to drop down a couple of spots here. Take a look at number 4. And this is Rocco going in with a 4 golem valk attack. And he's got more valks in the CC, and I believe a bowler as well. So 3 max valks and a bowler in his CC. And he drops these 4 golems, and he is so patient on this funnel. You can see it's sort of an unusual base, and his goal is to clear out the wizard towers and the archer towers and maybe those storages so that he can drop his valks right here in the center, and they will make a beeline straight for the core. So he's very patient, doing his best to make that funnel as wide as possible so that his valks don't stray. It's a really good idea, but he is a member of CliffsOfClaven, so it's not going to work out perfectly for him, but as you'll see, it works out well enough. Here comes another hound in the CC. They had quite a few CCs with hounds in them, but I guess they didn't know that the only attack we really use anymore is valk attacks. So the hounds did not really do a whole lot to us. Here come the valks, and you'll notice they lock onto that gold storage, and then most of them, after they have that gold storage destroyed, veer over to the side, but one of his own valks and his max valks in his CC go to the core, and he drops a rage for him, and that core is just gone. just those 4 valks in the corner to rage completely clear everything out. So his valk circling actually worked out pretty well for him. You can see he's got 2 full golems and a golemite that are doing some tanking for the valks and his queen, and the queen's just going to sort of follow along right behind him, taking out all these buildings that the valks don't go to, and the max ones that are in the center are eventually going to beat through the wall and come join the rest of the squad. There's a heal spell right there waiting for him to get him topped off back to full health. Still quite a bit of the base left. That poor Lava Hound does eventually take out the wizard that was targeting it. And it's going to come over, and the queen will actually lock on to the Lava Hound, but it does not matter at this point. It is pretty much over. And excellent 3-star by Rocco. Fantastic job. Alright, we're going to move down 1 spot and take a look at Oz, attacking number 5. Oz had a 6-star war, so well done, Oz. And he's using a 20 Valk attack with 4 heals. I told you in the last video this has been a popular Claven attack. What I really like about this attack is that he only drops 2 giants over here on the side to make his funnel instead of dropping another golem. Saves himself about 20 camp space by doing that, and there was really no reason to drop a golem. You can see there's not too much defense over there targeting that side. He put the golem over here where the cannon and the archer tower and the wizard tower and the mortar were all going after it, but did not need that much over on the other side, just needed a couple of giants to make the funnel, so pretty economical there, Oz. Now, he has his valks in there, and I think he was hoping the hound would target the valks since they were out in front, but the hound comes just close enough to where the queen and the wizards target it, so it is eventually going to split off into pups, and that ends up hurting him a little bit later on in the raid. The valks are pretty much cleaning out the core now, not a whole lot of the base left in the center, but you can see there are a lot of compartments that these valks have to beat through, and he drops his heal there. They move out of the heal almost immediately, the majority of his valks do, and he's down to only 1 heal. And you can see that his queen is not anywhere close to those pups. She's actually going to go down before she manages to get over and take out those lava pups. So those pups are actually going to chase his squad around for the rest of the attack. You'll notice that he does not have any troops that attack air, so those pups get to live till the end of the attack. And it's, I'm sure, a nerve-wracking experience for Oz when he gets right to the end. Luckily, he knows we don't have incredibly high standards in our clan, so it wasn't maybe too stressful for him, but that golem is going to get taken out by those point defenses and the pups, and then all he's got left is these valks, and it looks like he's got maybe about 8 of them left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 maybe valks left, circling around the top, and then 3 more here, so he's got a lot of valks, but those pups are just going to beat on him for the rest of the raid, and there are no air attacking troops. He has no way to get rid of those pups, and he has no heals, so the pups are going to do a lot of work on his valks here. Luckily, there's only 2 pups. If there were more than that, I think this raid would not have worked out for him. But you can see his main squad down here takes out that last trash building, and they're going to start beating through the wall. The pups and the cannon are going to take care of these 2 valks up at the top, and he's just going to be left with this handful of valks right here. Not too many, and they're getting pretty low on health, so he doesn't have a lot of troops left, and he's still got a couple of buildings to go. Now, all of the defenses that can target the valks are gone, but watch this. Whenever they break through the wall and hit this storage, they're going to go over to the air defense, and boom, spring trap knocks a valk. If that had been an upgraded spring trap, it would have knocked more, obviously, but he's left with 3 valks, which is enough to get the job done. So well done to Oz, and congrats on the 6-star war. Hey, speaking of 6-star wars, let's take a look at number 7, MikeyB, also with a 6-star war, and he's doing a similar attack to Oz with a whole bunch of valks and some heal spells, but he is going with the double golem, which is pretty smart. His golems, the spot where he drops them, is actually going to take a lot more fire, which is why he had to use golems instead of archers. Instead of giants. I was thinking archers because Mikey drops an archer in the hole down here and then drops all of his valks right there in the hole in the base along with the golem. So maybe not the best use of those golems just because the valks are going to get out in front of them and the golems aren't really going to do much, but taking advantage of the hole in the base, unfortunately, it does mean his troops split and just sort of go all over the place. Pretty much anytime you see a hole in the base, you're dealing with one of 2 things. Either you're dealing with an idiot who made his base, or it's a trap. And in this case, it looks like maybe he put the hole in the base so that people would drop valks in there and they would just sort of split all over the place, which is obviously going to make the attack a little harder. You can't heal up all your valks at once. But Mikey does not care. Mikey will go right into your trap, and that's just what the Clavens do. He jumps right into the trap headlong and doesn't even care. You'll notice he's got all of his troops deployed, still has his queen's ability. That king has taken a lot of damage from that Tesla, but the queen manages to get it down before it toasts the king. one valk, it looks like, left, or maybe two valks in that compartment there. The lava hound, of course, has not exploded, which is good news. It's going to follow that golem around. But there is still a ton of base left here. A ton of base, and Mikey didn't have all that much left, but luckily that golem is going to stay just far enough out in front to tank for some of these defenses while his heroes work their way around. The queen unfortunately does get locked onto the lava hound, which is going to be bad news. Whenever those pups come out, they're going to do quite a bit of damage to what he has left. He's got the poison there for him, goes ahead and double poisons him, but the second poison was off by a little bit and unfortunately does not get most of the hounds. The queen is going to come up and take care of the pups, but not before they take out the king. So now he's down to 2 golems, 2 valks, and his queen, and believe it or not, this is going to be a 3-star attack. I know it doesn't look like it's going to be a good one, but he's got enough left to do it, and it's all because of the position that these golems are in, where they're tanking for the 2 defenses that are left, and so that's going to give him just enough of a tank there to get his queen around the outside so that she can take down those defenses. So close one, Mikey, but better lucky than good, as we say in Clavens. And Mikey also picked up the 6-star war. Now, you know I can't talk about a 6-star war without talking about our boy Chief, who gets 6 stars pretty much every single war, our lone Town Hall 8. And he took care of their 9 and their 10. And we're actually going to take a look at his 9. I know I normally show dragon attacks from Chief, but this is Chief doing old school hog riding with 32 hogs. And he tries to draw the CC there, and it looks like he gets it, and he gets a bomb on the outside of the base, which was just lucky. This was a fresh hit. He had no idea that bomb was there, so he got lucky with the easy CC lure and drew the bomb. And he's going to pull the CC down to the bottom here. And just going to do kind of an old school CC kill. He's going to do poison, and he's got a couple of archers and a couple of wizards just going to make a ring around him. We'll fast forward through that. And he's going to take the CC down. He's going to drop his king there to do a little bit of tanking so he can get a little bit more value for those wizards. He saves 2 wizards for the cleanup. And they're going to get a little bit, and then he does the official Claven hog deployment method of put them all in a giant pile. He's got some CC hogs. Now I want you to pay attention to how long Chief waits before he drops his first heal. He's got 3 heal spells for his hogs, and they're all in that big pile, which is not a bad way to deploy them on this base. It's a pretty compact base, so having them all in big piles is pretty good. No reason to go surgical here. Drops the poison for those skeletons. Still has not put a heal down, and finally, when he gets up to this king, he's going to drop his first heal. So just incredibly patient, more than 30% of the base down before he even drops his first heal. So very patient on that heal spell. And he can be, because there's no spot in this base for there to be double bombs, so he doesn't have to worry about that. And he can just kind of overlap heals for the rest of the raid. You can see he's already down to the last few defenses, and that's where he's going to put his last heal. He's got a ton of hogs left. They're being chased by the Barbarian King and some skeletons, but as soon as they take down that last defense, they're going to turn around and target those. Just a massive pile of hogs. Now there's a bunch of cleanup done, and here's where putting your hogs all in one spot maybe doesn't work out that well for you, just because they all go as a pack cleaning up these defenses when maybe you'd like them to spread out a little more. But he does have a wizard at the top and the bottom doing some work for him, and he's got plenty of time left to get those defenses cleaned up. So excellent job on the 3-star Chief and also on the 6-star war. So well done to everybody at Clavens. You can see we've already used all of our attacks, even though we've got 30 minutes left in war. So, you know, provided we don't have some kind of crazy outcome where they come out with a 5-star attack, which honestly, if they find a way to do a 5-star attack, I sort of think they deserve the win. But believe it or not, this is going to be our 11th war win in a row. Got 10 wins right here. This is going to be lucky number 11. So we are on kind of a hot streak right now. And I was not in this war, but I will be in the next one, so that'll probably be when our streak ends as soon as I jump back in. So well done to all of the Clavens, and good try to all of the guys over at Fringe. And until next time, this is Taylor signing off, and I will be back soon to bring you more accidental 3-stars.